All right, we are back with another pick'em video. Going to be talking Monday Night Football in this one. We got the Chiefs and the Saints, and this video is coming out later in the day. It's actually my birthday, so happy birthday to me. But we're going to be going over this very quickly, so it's going to be a nice quick video for you guys. So if you're getting this, right before game time, we'll go through it quickly. Also, I'm using my phone actually as my microphone, so if it sounds weird at any point or throughout the whole video, that's the only reason why. I left my microphone at my brother's house last night. I'll have to grab that when we watch the game tonight. First things first, if you're not on PrizePicks and you want to tail this play or tail some of these plays, I'm going to give out 4, and it's going to be for a 10x. You can use code RichPicks when signing up as a new user. You're going to put down $5, so you got to put in $5, bet $5, and then they're going to give you $50. So pretty awesome little promo there. You're also going to get a free month of my Discord when you sign up using my code. So if you do that, comment down below or join the free part of the Discord, and you can hit me up there and just say, hey, use your code. Here's a screenshot. Can I check out the Discord for a free month? And I'll say yes, of course. And they also have a discount today. So 185.5 passing yards for Derek Carr. I really like this one, and that's where we're going to start. So for Derek Carr and the Saints, they are 5.5-point underdogs in today's game. And Carr went over this in the first 2 games of this season, missed in the third. And then last game, he was able to soar over this line, or the discounted line at least. And that's, good to see, seeing as how many points they scored in those first 2 games, and the fact that he didn't have to pass the ball at really that much at all. Going into his outlier page, which is a tool I use and you can use for a free week if you want to use my link in the description, check that out. But the first 2 games of the season, he only threw 23 times and then 16 times and was still able to efficiently go over this passing yards line. Then we saw him have kind of a dud against Philadelphia. That was a nice low-scoring game, which we could see today, but he wasn't very efficient, didn't pass all too much. And then kind of what I'm expecting more like last week when they played the Falcons. They were down in that game trying to come back, and we saw him pass the ball 36 times. So if he's passing a little bit more than he has been throughout the year, even though he's been hitting this when he hasn't been passing much, I think he's going to be able to go over this line. You also see Kansas City, they're ranked 22nd in passing yards allowed with 227.8 on average. So that clears this 185.5 discount line as well. So I'm feeling pretty confident about this Derek Carr line with the game script in mind, with them potentially having to throw the ball more than they have throughout the season. I do like this discount, and it's a discounted play. It's always going to be a nice positive EV play anyway. So definitely go full force on whatever your amount you can put down on discounts. I'm only allowed to do $5 on a taco discount PrizePicks. You might be able to get down more, and I don't mind putting down full $25 or whatever you get for this discount. So Derek Carr first play of the game, and the combo and Hup, I was between Olave and Shaheed the entire day, but I ended up going to Shaheed. I'll probably put a little bit on Olave as well, but let's take a look at Shaheed's line. So obviously this is a nice correlated stack. If Carr is going to be passing well, Shaheed's going to be one of the beneficiaries from that. Him and Olave have been 1A and 1B in terms of receivers on this team. So you want to be doing this as much as you can when you bet football specifically. And you can kind of mess around with the fact that I'm not going to his receiving yard. I'm going to his fantasy score, because the payout shit on PrizePicks is going to be a little bit less severe if I go to something that's not specifically, passing yards or receiving yards. They're still going to shift you out a little bit, but not as much as it would be, essentially. But let's go to Shaheed's page here. Why am I choosing Shaheed over Olave? It was very up in the air for me, but I think the amount of targets they've been seeing, which I'll show in a second here, the amount of targets they've been seeing is very, very comparable. I think Shaheed actually has 25 targets on the year, and Olave has 24. And the fact that Olave is at 60 yards rather than Shaheed's 48.5 line, I think we're just getting a little bit more value for Shaheed. And also Olave's fantasy score is up at 12.5. So for the guys getting the same amount of targets, I'm going to favor Shaheed a little bit here. That's why it's a video pick. But again, I don't mind going to Olave as well. They've both been really, really good. In terms of the fantasy score, that's the line we're going to. He's crushed this in 3 of the 4 games, had an absolute dud against Philly, and he had five targets in that game, just couldn't corral any of the passes. But again, kind of right back on track against Atlanta. And Kansas City gives up a decent amount of passing yards, so I do expect him to get a lot of targets, a lot of receptions. And again, if they are playing for behind with this game script in mind, Shaheed should be getting a lot of targets. In terms of targets, I should have pulled that up as well. He's had 5, 4, 5, and 11 targets, so love to see a huge game. A lot of passing to be had in that game, and something we could expect today. So if he gets 11 targets, he should be able to crush this line. He had 8 receptions on 11 targets just last game. But I really do like Shaheed, and the projection models like this as well. It's not just what I'm seeing from the hit rates and the matchups and kind of the game script in my head. They also like this 11.88 is what they're expecting. And again, the PrizePicks line is at 10.0. So that's going to do it for the Saints side of things. Now let's go to the other side of the field for the Chiefs. And I already plugged them both in. Again, nice correlated stack here. This doesn't go exactly into my game script that I'm kind of thinking of the Chiefs being ahead in this game, but I do think this is going to be a lower scoring game. And Mahomes going under this fantasy score just makes sense. They're still 4-0, and he's gone under this in every single game this season. And the Saints have been really, really good with their red zone efficiency for their defense. They haven't allowed a whole lot of touchdowns. So if there's not many touchdowns to be had for Mahomes, it's going to be more opportunity for Butker to have kicking points. And it's going to be more opportunity for Mahomes to not get the fantasy score. He might throw for this amount of yards, just not get those touchdowns, or Kareem Hunt in the end zone or something like that would be less for his fantasy score. And we're going to dive right into that. I know it's harder to take an under on a superstar like him, but you're going to be maybe surprised about his hit rates on the under for especially this line. So nice correlated stack. If Mahomes isn't throwing touchdowns, more opportunity for Butker. Maybe they're not getting in the end zone. The Saints are stopping them from scoring, and more opportunities for their kicker. And then going into his outlier page here, this is Mahomes under 18.5. He's gone under in all 4 games so far this year. Again, keep in mind they are 4-0, so it hasn't been Mahomes like absolutely dominating for them to win these games. If they just hold the lead, they're not going to be stupid with the ball. And I haven't even mentioned that Rashee Rice isn't going to be playing in this game. That's probably the number 1 receiver for Mahomes this year. Now Kelsey will probably have a lot more work. I would definitely don't mind taking Kelsey. I wouldn't take him in this stack because if we're taking Mahomes as under, we don't really want to be taking Kelsey's over, even though I kind of think it's going to go that way. But Kelsey should get a ton of the targets today. And, without Rice, just another top receiver that's down. And that should be less opportunities for Mahomes to get yardage, get touchdowns, all these different things. Let's move along to the last 10 games, kind of continue showing that he stays under this pretty consistently. 7 to 10 games he's gone under this. One of those games was a push that he stayed over, I guess, or it doesn't count. One of them he went over by 0.08, and then one line he did crush this. A lot of the times he's very close, might be a little sweaty here, but he does consistently stay under. Consider this is also a home game. He stayed under in 80% of his last 10 home games. Consider the fact that this is a 43.5 point spread. Games that here are 44 points or less. 90% of games he stayed under this. So a lot of good things. And also the fact that they're winning, might win this game by 6. That's what Vegas is guessing. 70% hit rate there as well. So a lot of the times Mahomes is under this number. So don't just get scared because it's Patrick Mahomes. The market value of this line also really likes this. This is DJ Fantasy to show us what all the other books are thinking. PrizePicks doesn't tell us if they're favoring over the under, but the other books do. And we can see that for fantasy score, a lot of books are around 17.7, 18.1, 17.6, all of them consistently under this 18.5 line, which just makes sense, or makes us think that PrizePicks' line is a little bit too high. Going under the RotoWire projection model as well here, fantasy score right here, 18.5. They're expecting 17.22. That's much more in line with where the market value is at too. So I really like this Mahomes under. And again, if Mahomes isn't going to be able to throw a ton of touchdowns or anything like that, it's just more opportunity for Harrison Butker, who we're going to take a look at real quick, to get his overs, and he's been doing that consistently with this year. So they've been hitting in unison, and hopefully that happens again tonight. And then real quickly showing you guys the Butker stats here. For field goals made, New Orleans is ranked 24th and 2.2 allowed per game. Again, that probably goes hand in hand with their red zone efficiency defensively. They don't allow a whole lot of touchdowns. But we're going to his kicking points. The field goals made looks like too good of a line to be at. It's not available on PrizePicks right now, or maybe it's a goblin. But the kicking points at 7.5, he's still gone over this in 3 of 4 games. And he missed last game in a very low-scoring game with the Chargers. And he actually missed a field goal that would have put him over there. If he hit that field goal, that's 3 points. He would have been at 8, and that would have been over this line. So I'm liking Butker here. He's efficient, and if they get down the field and can't connect in the end zone or in the red zone, Butker's going to come in there and knock down an easy field goal for us. So really liking this stack. That's going to be the 4 plays for us today, and it's a nice 10x payout. If we go down here, no payout shift, even though it says it. Again, I can only do $5 on the discounts, but if you want to throw the whole 25 on this, you can go ahead and do that. Or you can pick and choose maybe your favorite stack of the 2 and go ahead and do that. So that's going to do it for this one. Again, sorry about the audio. I'm literally recording the audio on my phone and transmitting it to my laptop. But yeah, we'll be back into our normal audio when I get my microphone from my brother's house tonight. So thanks for watching. Definitely check out the links down below. I'm hosting fantasy leagues this year. The first one, the $500 one, is the biggest one, and it's first come, first serve. All you have to do is sign up. It's totally free. I know it sounds too good to be true, but it is totally free for you guys to join. And I could ask for one birthday present. It would fill up this league. I want to be giving away to you guys, again, $500 league for the winner, or $500 for the winner of the first league, and there's still plenty of spots in that league. So fill those up, get your hands on some easy opportunities for winnings. Fantasy basketball is super fun, and the Sleeper Fantasy app has been awesome for fantasy. I actually used it before I was partners with them for my fantasy football league, and I still do to this day. So check out the links down below. It's going to explain it all. I'll get this video out. I know it's coming out much later. This game starts in about 5 hours or so, 4.5 hours. So hopefully you guys can, some of you that actually see this one, take advantage of it. And I think we're gonna cash out on this one. I like what I'm seeing. Don't go too heavy though. It's one game. It's hard to predict one game, but we're gonna do our best. So that's gonna do it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.